A few months back, some of you guys might remember that we ranked some of Hollywood's highest offspring. And obviously, since there's a never-ending stream of them, a lot of you guys recommended doing a part 2. I like doing these videos, you guys seem to like watching them, so I thought, why not? Before we get into the ranking though, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, SeatGeek. I'm sure you guys know at this point that summer concert season right now is slammed. It feels like everyone and their mom is touring right now. If you don't already know, SeatGeek is an online ticketing app that makes buying tickets to live events just super simple. I've got the app on my phone and it's by far the best way to get tickets. My favorite feature from them is definitely the fact that you can see whether the seat that you're buying is actually a good deal or not, and they make it really easy to tell. If it's a green dot, it means it's a good deal, versus a red one means it's bad. Harry Styles is of course on tour right now, but also people like Gorillaz, Blackpink, and Paramore are all going to be going on tour as well. And if you're looking to get tickets for those shows, or any show for that matter, you can actually use my code Aonso for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code Aonso. Make sure you click the link in the description box below and download the app, but otherwise, thanks again so much to SeatGeek for sponsoring, and let's get back into the ranking. Once again, there are so many white women. I don't know why, but let's get into the tiers because there are some changes that have happened since the last video. Okay, so first tier, we're starting off very simple. Jail. You said it was over! I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but anybody who ends up in this tier belongs behind bars. According to me, at least. Judge Casey. Okay, so this tier used to be fork spot in the kitchen, but I've since decided I actually want to switch it to chicken breast praise. It still has the same sentiment, but instead of it being a fork spot in the kitchen because a nepotism baby's doing what their parents did, it's just a bunch of people clapping over a basic plate of chicken. Yes, Gaga! Hey, mama! Like, it's not outrageously bad or good, it's just very predictable and basic. It's chicken. This makes sense in my mind, okay? Don't question it. After that, we have a tier that's based on this photo, meaning that it's titled I'm neither serious nor joking, but some other secret thing. After that, we have the their confidant, their silly rabbit tier.
I'm his confidant, his best friend, his silly rabbit. His what?
This is for the nepotism babies that I'm going to be making excuses for, okay? Like, I am their confidant, their silly rabbit. Do they maybe belong somewhere else, like chicken breast praise or jail? That could very well be up for debate. Unfortunately, since I'm the one doing the ranking, you're gonna have to deal with my brain rot. The final tier, though, you guys will probably remember. It's the Snap Snap Kirby one.
Oh, I just love it. I love the camera so much. And the camera loves me.
Let me be clear. There was no way this tier name was changing. That little pink ball had no money, no family, 16 in the middle of Moo Moo Meadows, working that Trunway, and you want me to change the tier list name? I don't think so. Okay, with the tier list names out of the way, shall we review the crimes of Ben Platt? The first time a lot of people were probably introduced to Ben Platt was either through him as an a cappella magician in Pitch Perfect,
I've got the magic in me,
or as Evan Hansen in either the Broadway musical or the movie adaptation. If you saw the latter, I'm so sorry. I don't think anyone's gonna argue whether Ben Platt is a good singer or not, but good God, was the movie version of Dear Evan Hansen a train wreck?
an open field that's framed with trees. We pick a spot and shoot the breeze.
Not only was the general public introduced to the absolutely bonkers storyline of some guy deciding he's going to pretend to know someone who committed suicide, but they also expected the audience to believe that a nearly 30-year-old man was a high schooler. Then when that didn't work, they gave him the little Michaela treatment. My Navis, we love you. And if you're thinking right now, those are some pretty extreme lengths to go for some random dude to play a character. And you're right, they wouldn't do this for a random guy. They would, however, do this for a producer's son. The movie got in so much shit because of this, and I'm not gonna lie, I think it was a bit justified. But Ben actually did respond to it all. He said, I think you people like to have something to say that is negative regardless of what it is. And so if my thing is something I can't control at all, which is my age, then bring it on. I'm glad it's not about the performance or my voice or anything that actually matters. See, this would have actually worked if it hadn't been for the fact that, of course, it did matter. Quite a lot, actually. Jail. If I told you guys the amount of times that Maya Hawke was sent in, what do you have against her? I think she was sent so much because the newest season of Stranger Things had just started airing when I asked, and she's pretty open about the fact that her parents are Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman. Also, remember that time like 2 seconds ago when I just shit on Ben Platt for playing a role that he was too old to play? This would be when the silly rabbit blinders come on, because I will not be looking at Maya Hawke playing a high schooler in her new Netflix movie. Let me save my ass here though. When she was asked about nepotism in an interview, she actually had a really good take on it. I'm very grateful for the fact that they made it so easy for me to do the thing that I love. And I think I'll get a couple chances on their name, and then if I suck, I'll get kicked out of the kingdom. And that's what should happen, so I'm just gonna try not to suck. So I'm not a completely brainless supporter, okay? Definitely still going in the silly rabbit tier though. Miley Cyrus is next, of course the daughter of Billy Ray Cyrus. I will say, one thing about Miss Cyrus is that no matter what era she's in, she knows how to mobilize the girls and the gays. Hannah Montana, Nobody's Perfect, Lift Your Head Up Girl, Your Crown's Falling, The Climb, You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home, Self-Discovery Anthems, played at great at graduations everywhere, Party in the USA, America, The Ever Controversial Can't Be Tamed, Self-Expression Era, Radio Disney, You Are Bones and Dust, We Don't Need You Anymore. I could go on for days, and while most people know that she has a famous dad because of Hannah Montana, I'd say that she definitely stands alone as a pop star. Very Snap Snap Kirby of her. Next we have the self-proclaimed island boy Chet Hanks, son of Tom Hanks. Oh, my apologies. His rapper name is actually Chet Hanks with an X. Like, Chex Mix. Originally, he actually got big online because of a ton of viral videos of him speaking in a Jamaican accent for some reason. He then tried to use that fame to convert it into a rap career with a song called White Boy Summer. We'll get to that in a second, but first I want to talk about this accent a little more. Mainly because I'm astonished that this wasn't just an online bit. He did this at the Golden Globes.
It's your boy Chet, coming straight from the Golden Globes, you know what I'm saying?
Do we think he had an argument in the car with his dad about this before they went on the carpet? Because I don't know if this is a universal experience, but when I was like 6 years old, I decided I was British and I just talk in a British accent, and my mom one day sat me down and was like, listen, you need to cut this shit out. So now I'm picturing Tom Hanks in the car being like, please, for this one fucking night, it's the Golden Globes, can you just stop? And our boy Chet Hanks with an X just being like, I would rather die. Back to the song though. When I hear the term White Boy Summer, I'm picturing the most chaotically generic mood board on planet Earth. But I have to admit, the song actually starts off pretty normal, in a sense that I could probably mistake this for a bad G-Eazy song. That's actually hard to narrow down, actually. But the more pressing issue is definitely the fact that he just randomly at one point in the song starts rapping in a Jamaican accent.
White dandada. Rude boy, it's a white boy summer.
Since White Boy Summer, though, he seems to be trying to become a YouTuber / motivational fitness club guru. Which, I mean, in fairness, it's wild shit, but it's definitely not chicken breast. Regardless, jail. Moving on, we have Dan Levy, who's actually the son of Eugene Levy and Deborah Devine, who are both actors. He's definitely most well known for starring in and writing for Schitt's Creek along with his dad. And I'm sorry, but immediately he's going at Snap Snap Kirby solely for the fact that he produced a watchable show in Canada. Also, cleaning up at the Emmys the way they did was very Snap Snap Kirby. There's simply nowhere else he could be. Next we have Lila Moss and Leni Klum, and grouping them together since they have a very similar situation. Both have famous model mothers, Kate Moss and Heidi Klum, and now they're both becoming models, so very chicken breast of them. Leni Klum is short though, which I know technically I should be annoyed by because if it wasn't for her mom, she'd probably not be modeling, but high fashion people annoy me, so anything that pisses them off I find funny. Actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, she should probably go on Silly Rabbit then. Noah Cyrus is back. If you remember, we've actually ranked her before in a different video, but this time is different. I'm gonna put her in the Silly Rabbit tier. Like, should she be going in the chicken breast tier considering that not only her dad, but also her older sister were both singers and now she's singing? Yes, but the Charlie Puth meme situation outweighs everything, so I will be making excuses. Also, that MTV performance she did with Miley? Sometimes nepotism slaps, okay? Someone had sent in Frankie Jonas, but they specifically called him the flop Jonas brother? You can't deem a child the flop Jonas. It's Kevin's role. I'm joking, but I'm also allowed to say that because I pretended that Kevin was my favorite when I was younger, to like seem quirky and different. I would pull up to recess with a straight face and go, Nick Jonas? Please, his curls definitely don't make me swoon. And Joe? No, I don't really think his brown eyes are that nice. I like Kevin's scarves. Back to Frankie though, it seems like as he's become older, he's been leveraging his Jonasness to become TikTok famous. And he actually hosts a show now with Kevin that's called Claim to Fame. I feel like I'm gonna put him in the I'm neither serious nor joking tier because I really am neither serious nor joking when it comes to Frankie Jonas. Next we have one of the people that I am the most excited to rank today, and that's Ashlee Simpson, who's the sister of Jessica Simpson. Quick side note, I encourage everyone to go rewatch that performance. I forgot how funny it was. Like, that clip doesn't even scratch the surface. Jessica is singing her ass off. Whether it's actually good or not is up for debate, but she's definitely singing. Ashlee Simpson, on the other hand, though. If you need a bit of a backstory, once Jessica Simpson got big, Ashlee started to dip her toe into the whole celebrity thing. She tried out TV as well as singing, and let me tell you one thing. Her discography might be short, but it has hits. One of her most iconic pop star moments, though, which some people would consider a downfall, but we'll get to that, was her 2004 SNL lip-syncing scandal. Long story short, she was supposed to be performing Autobiography after performing Pieces of Me earlier in the show, but when they started the song, they realized that instead of Autobiography playing, it was Pieces of Me again, and it also had her vocals in it.
On a Monday, I am waiting.
Obviously, she was super embarrassed and didn't know what to do because it was live TV, but then she resorted to doing a jig. From then on, the rest was history. And since back then lip syncing was a big deal, a lot of people hated her. I feel like this was definitely a controversy of its time though. I feel like these days, like 95% of artists lip sync, and 95% of artists do not have Ashlee Simpson's discography. So, dare I say she paved the way a little bit there. Alright, time for Mahogany Lox. She's the younger sister of Sky Blue and the niece of Red Foo, members of LMFAO, obviously. And back in the 2010s, whether you like their music or not, LMFAO were very successful, but for some reason that translated into Mahogany Lox joining MagCon. Beyond MagCon though, she had that whole I Can Take Your Man If I Want To song that went viral on TikTok, but personally I'm more concerned with her highest brow contribution to music, Mahogany Lox Too Hot.
Mahogany Lox Too Hot.
If you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, allow me to set the scene. It's 2015. Fifth Harmony are about to go on tour with Jacob Whiteside's Mahogany Lox. How will they drum up promotion? The answer is cover Uptown Funk in the weirdest way possible.
Saturday night, we in the spot.
Do we expect anything less weird though from a group that had lyrics like swipe my card then I do the nay-nay? No. Definitely not. Tier-wise though, I feel like she belongs in neither joking nor serious. Moving on, we have Timothée Chalamet, who was sent a ton. His mom's an actress and his dad works for UNICEF. So when it comes to the tiers, I definitely say chicken breast praise, but I think that his fame as an actor has definitely surpassed his parents, which I feel like these days is kind of rare for nepotism babies. It's a little too early for Snap Snap tier though for him, so we'll just have him sit there. Alright, time for Yogurt Lady. The amount of time that Jamie Lee Curtis spent repping Activia, you'd think she had $1, a dream, and a yogurt cup to make her dreams come true. But she actually came from two parents that were very successful actors. Which, listen, while we're on the subject of yogurt, don't judge her. You would do it too. That woman was able to support her family off throwing it down for a yogurt cup every so often. That's kind of the dream. When I got her sent as a submission though, they had mentioned that I should look into what she said about Ana de Armas, which, I'll be honest, I thought it was going to be something about like her and Ben Affleck and that weird series of Dunkin' Donut paparazzi photos we kept seeing. But somehow this is actually much worse. The comment came after she'd worked with Anna on Knives Out, and she had said, I'd assumed, and I say this with real embarrassment, because she'd come from Cuba, that she had just arrived. I made an assumption that she was an inexperienced, unsophisticated young woman. That first day I was like, oh, what are your dreams? Maybe this is why she does the yogurt bit though, because I can tell you this much. I would not expect someone repping something as harmless as yogurt to come out swinging like this, then proceed to expose themselves. Like, it's nice that she recognizes how awful that was to say, but that's definitely the bare minimum. I don't know why she said that in the first place. Dare I say that Miss Activia needs to peddle her yogurt behind bars. Zoe Kravitz was also sent in a lot as well, obviously because she's the daughter of singer Lenny Kravitz and actress Lisa Bonet. You probably know her from being Catwoman in the new Batman, but she was also in X-Men, High Fidelity, and also randomly the Divergent series. Like, am I the only one who doesn't remember this? Then again, I wiped like 90% of that franchise away from my memory, for like obvious reasons.
Are you hungry right now? Not at all. Really?
I'm so hungry.
Well, you should probably eat.
Ranking-wise though, I'd definitely say chicken breast praise. If there's anybody on this list that I was shocked by how many suggestions they got from you guys, it's definitely George Clooney. You may or may not know this, but he's actually the son of Nick Clooney, who's big on TV, and also the nephew of Rosemary Clooney. I know that fact because every time I watch White Christmas, my dad reminds me. But when it comes to ranking though, I know that he technically belongs in chicken breast, but I don't want to put him there. I feel like since he's become so insanely successful that most people don't know that he's a nepotism baby, I want to put him in Snap Snap Kirby. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video though. If you did, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Also share your rankings down below in the comment section. Obviously this is definitive for me, but it doesn't have to be definitive for you. You can also check me out on Twitch and all my other social medias. I'll put them in the pinned comment down below and on screen. But otherwise, thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.